All right. It looks like we are live. And of course, I did not check my mic before I started today. So let me go ahead and make sure that the mic is working. It looks like it's working. If you guys cannot hear me, let me know. I did turn on the automatic captions today. So please let me know if you guys are watching live, if the automatic captions are coming on so that those that are hearing impaired can also watch the live stream. So again, if you guys are live and there are automatic captions on YouTube, please let me know. If it's not, also please let me know. For those of you that are new to my channel, I am Boss Attorney Bri, and here on my channel, we cover celebrity lawsuits, trademark lawsuits, and pretty much any other lawsuit we feel like covering. And in my practice, I cover family law and trademark law. So it's all fun and games when we come over here on YouTube. Today, we are going to be talking about the case that is coming to an end. And please inform me, guys, because I have been working all day. I have not been able to pop into any streams today to figure out if a verdict has been reached. So go ahead and drop in the comment section if there has been a verdict or if the jury is still deliberating. Now, if they're still deliberating, let me know in the chat box. And if you're watching on the replay, let me know in the comment section. How long do you think that the jury will be deliberating? So I'm just going to take a few minutes to address my comments here and see if we got some feedback for the things that I talked about. And guys, since I did put on the automatic captions, I can't see it on my end, but it required me to use a different latency. So I might be responding to some of your comments a little late. So we have Ann Kirk saying should be interesting. Thank you for stopping by the live chat. Tony C, welcome to the live stream saying, hey, Bri, hello to you. Ben saying, we can hear. Great. Thanks for the feedback. Emily Tracy saying, hi, Bri. Chat, I can hear. Okay, perfect. Thank you guys for letting me know what's going on with the audio. Beverly Alfred says, you're amazing. Love your guts. Thank you so much. Welcome back to the live stream. And Kirk says, perfect, Bri, live here. Perfect. All right, Jennifer Miller says, hey, Bri, missed your last couple. My body is not being nice right now. Well, I am happy that you made it back. I did notice that you were missing a couple times, but that is okay. At least you're okay now. All right, we have Ben saying they're on. Okay, the captions are working. I'm super excited about that. So hopefully they're actually dictating correctly and not making up crazy words for you guys. We have sounds good from Tony C and no verdict. Okay, so we're still good because today we are going to be pretending to be the jury and we're going to come up with our own verdict and we're going to see how we do with these questions. All right, we have no verdict. Okay, still deliberating. All right. Smashley says, Chew put in motion for the judge. Okay, I'll have to check in on what the motion is. Jennifer Miller says they went home for the day. I'm thinking tomorrow. Okay, so you're thinking that it's going to be a pretty quick deliberation because that would just be a couple of hours on Friday and then a full day today and then potentially coming back tomorrow. I don't think that's unreasonable. I think a lot of people are thinking that it could be 5 days of jury deliberation just because there was a lot of evidence. And so we're going to pretend to be the jury, but we're probably not going to go through all the evidence today because we're going to get done in a reasonable amount of time. And I'm pretty sure my chat is a little biased and we like Johnny Depp. So let's try not to be biased today. Let's look at the law and see if Amber could possibly win. Let's try to be Team Amber today, if you guys are so inclined to do so. Okay, we have Sage Moon saying no verdict. They're still deliberating, thinking maybe tomorrow or Thursday. Okay, so a couple of people with tomorrow. Kim Riley saying no verdict yet. Okay, perfect. They will reach a verdict by Thursday. Okay, that is a very determined answer. You got right to the point. You know it's going to be that day. All right, we have Ann Kirk saying still deliberating. Okay, perfect. Just wanting to make sure I didn't miss anything and just on here looking crazy. All right, we have Smashley saying hoping for a verdict tomorrow. Aren't we all ready for this case to be over, right, guys? Emily Tracy says deliberating, probably still Thursday or Friday. I think by the end of the week as well. I don't know about tomorrow so much, just 2 days and a couple of hours of deliberating, I think is a little bit short for everything that was submitted in this case. But 5 days, I'm thinking maybe that could be a possibility. They had a good weekend. They came back with a fresh mind. So let's see what they come up with. All right, we have Jennifer Miller saying CC looks pretty accurate right now. Okay, perfect. I know sometimes I mush my words together, so I'm wondering if it's gonna make me say some crazy stuff like Johnny Depp instead of Johnny Depp. Ms. Gold says, did you see Ben Chu motion? No, I didn't see anything today, like nothing at all, because I've just been working. And I was in court myself today, so I missed Ben Chu. Miss Scooby says, first timer to your stream, UK here. Well, welcome to the live stream. We like to have a lot of fun over here. So today we are going to be playing the jury and coming up with our own verdict. We're not going to do unanimous because we always have some people that are just kind of playing around with us. So we'll probably do 80% and higher will be the person that wins when we do our polls. Tanya D, welcome back to the live stream, saying the motion is on the court's website. Okay, maybe we can take a look at it if we have some time after this, but I don't know because it's a long jury verdict form. All right, Miss Gold, Miss Scooby, you up late too. Okay, yeah, you guys are staying up late. Tanya saying, welcome to Scooby. Smashley saying, jury came out with one question today about the op-ed headline, the op-ed headline. Okay, yeah, I have no idea. I'm just kind of winging it today. All right, and then so we have Andrew D'Angelo. Welcome to the live stream, saying, I'm guessing on Thursday or Friday. Okay, that's right along with a lot of other people. Miss Scooby says, DV survivor, so could never be Team Amber. My triggers were going crazy listening to the lies. I think there were a lot of people that are siding with you on that. She just didn't come off as believable to a lot of watchers. And so right before we get into the jury instructions and jury verdict form to see what we think that or who we think should be winning this lawsuit, I do want to make a few announcements. As some of you may know, this channel has become monetized. So if you want to give a super chat, you are available and free to do so. It's always appreciated by this channel. And also I have launched my membership. So there are special emojis and badges that go to your name if you decide to become a member. It is $4.99 a month, and it helps support the channel. As most of you know, I am a lawyer full-time solo by myself. So doing this YouTube channel, I'm taking time away from working for my clients. So any support that you guys can give monetarily is always appreciated in the channel, and it helps me keep doing these videos. But if you are unable to give monetarily, that is okay. You can support the channel by going ahead and hitting the like button. And if you are not already subscribing to the channel, because that helps me out with the algorithm, and it doesn't cost you any coins. So if you haven't hit the like button, go ahead and hit the like button right now. All right, so we are gonna go ahead after my little pitch there and jump right into the jury verdict form. So let's see what's on here. And as we go through it, if there's some things we need to define, I also have the jury instructions to kind of give you guys a little bit more detail on what we should be deciding on. So let's pop right back over to let's pop to the into the jury form to see what they are saying here. So let's make it a little bit bigger so that you guys can see. And then I'm going to go ahead and make the poll for the first question. But let's start off. This is the special verdict form. Mr. Depp's claim against Ms. Heard. This special verdict form includes each of the statements on which Johnny C. Depp II bases his claims of defamation against Amber Heard. Answer the questions in accordance with the court's instructions. So that would be the jury instructions. As the first question, number 1, as to this statement appearing in the online op-ed entitled Amber Heard, I spoke up against sexual violence and faced our culture's wrath. That has to change in the Washington Post online edition. I spoke up against sexual violence and faced our culture's wrath. That has to change. First question. Do you find that Mr. Depp has proven all of the elements of defamation? That's a weird question to start off with. So let's see. Did Johnny Depp prove all elements of defamation? Let's go ahead and vote. Did Depp prove all elements? Let me put a did in there so that you guys can understand my sentence here. Depp prove all elements of defamation. There's no neutral answer today, guys, because we have to say yes or no. And then so if you answered yes, we have to go on to the following statements. Let me see on the jury instruction if they gave us the elements of defamation here. I don't think they did. I reviewed it earlier. I don't think they gave us defamation here. Okay. Okay, I guess they're doing it after, which you would think they would go through all the questions first, but that's okay. We'll go ahead and do it the way that they're doing it here. So the question is in the chat: Did Johnny Depp do you find that Johnny Depp has proven all elements of defamation? Yes or no? So we're going to go ahead and pop over to the chat. We have 14 votes. So if you guys have not voted, go ahead and vote on the poll if you can, so we can get a little bit more accurate of opinion out of the whole chat. And while you guys go ahead and vote, I'm going to address a few of the chats in the live stream. So Smashley says, Amber Heard says she has many triggers due to PTSD. For 6 weeks, nothing has been seen, even with all her SA allegations being openly talked about. Make it make sense. I think that sometimes she tries to make little faces as if she's like disturbed by things that are being said. My opinion is just that her reactions don't look genuine. Donna says, just wondering, what kind of law do you practice? I practice family law and trademark law. Today was a day filled with family law and a bunch of custody, divorce, all of those things going on today. But I also do practice trademark law, where I apply for trademarks for businesses so that they can own their name. All right, Emily Tracy is just confirming my practice areas. Kirk Ann says, long-time subscriber. Well, thank you. I definitely appreciate that. Andrew D'Angelo said, did you see that some other lawyers saw mistakes in the instructions? Kind of curious to hear what your thoughts are. Yeah, sometimes there can be mistakes. It would just depend on what type of mistakes that they are pointing out, like if they're just typos or if they're just incorrect statements of the law. Sometimes other states have different rules, so that could be the discrepancy between the laws. But I would have to see exactly what they're pointing out as mistakes to give the opinion. And like I said, I have been working all day, so I haven't been able to catch on to the other LawTuber streams today or yesterday, honestly, or this whole weekend. I've been super busy. All right. And then we have some comments to each other going on. Rick Ryan says, Amber will get 2/3 of what she was asking for. Well, I don't know about that. Hello, Swanky, back in the chat. Hello there. Welcome back. And we have Ann Kirk saying, yes. Andrew D'Angelo saying, my first time on Bri's stream and enjoying it. Thank you. Well, thank you for popping over and also enjoying the stream. Emily says, hey to Swanky. Everyone's saying, what's up, Swanky? Welcome back to the live stream. All right, we got some people popping in. Rich DeRosa saying, hey, Bri, hello, welcome back to the live stream. Everybody saying hi to each other here. Jennifer Miller saying, please vote in the polls if you can. It will give us a more accurate representation of opinion, of popular opinion. Yes, guys, we are playing the court of public opinion. Our opinions won't matter as far as the actual court case go, but it's fun and it's good to know what the internet is thinking, since a lot of you have been keeping up with the trial the entire time as well. So let me know what you guys think. Miss Gold says, but I think only the SA statement / headline as far as defamation. So this one, we are talking about the op-ed titled Amber Heard spoke up against sexual violence. And so that's the question that we're answering right now. Did he prove all elements of defamation for the statement that says, I spoke up against sexual violence and face our culture's wrath? That has to change. So that's the one we're answering for. And then so we got a lot more votes coming in. So let's see what the poll says. It says 94% said yes, he did prove all elements of defamation. And 6% says no, he did not prove all elements of defamation. So let's go ahead and pop over to see it, since a lot of people said that he did prove all elements of defamation. Let me go ahead and make a note on here so that we can remember our answers. We say yes, he proved all elements of defamation, and then we're going to proceed. If you answered yes, please answer yes or no to the following questions. Has Depp proven by a greater weight of evidence that... Okay, guys, so this one, we're not going to do the actual poll, but we are going to just comment your thoughts in the chat. Like I said, it's a little bit delayed because of the closed captioning, but I will still wait on your answers to come through. So answer yes or no to the following questions. Has Mr. Depp proven by a greater weight of evidence, so by preponderance of evidence, more likely than not that these things have happened? The statement was made or published by Miss Heard. Go ahead and drop a yes or a no that Miss Heard made the statements. I'm going to pop over to the jury instruction because I think there is something regarding that. The statements made by Miss Heard. Should have took notes on this, but time. There should be something about, here's the clear and convincing definition for you guys. When a party has the burden of proving an issue by clear and convincing evidence, he or she must produce evidence that creates in the minds a firm belief of conviction that he or she has proved the issue. Just for the purposes of this stream, we're going to say that it's like 75%. Did they prove their point 75%? Okay. Defamation by implication. Okay. Here we go for the publication. Defamatory meaning consideration of the publication as a whole. In determining whether any of the statements in the op-ed are false or defamatory as to Mr. Depp, you must read the statements in the context of the op-ed as a whole. This means you may not seize on any one word, phrase, or image, or consider only one particular statement, phrase, or passage in isolation. In determining whether Mr. Waldman's statements are false and defamatory, you must read those statements in context as a whole. This means you may not seize on any one of word, phrase, or image, or consider only one particular statement or passage of isolation. So that wasn't the actual definition I was looking for, but it does help you guys with your vote, actually. All right, so let's go ahead and check out the chat. I think we've had some time pass. We got Who Said Kate, welcome back to the live stream, saying go ahead and smash the like button. That is absolutely right, guys. Go ahead and smash that like button for us. And then let's see, we have a bunch of yes coming in that Amber Heard is the person that went ahead and published the title of the op-ed. We have people agreeing with others. A bunch of yeses coming through as far as whether Amber Heard published the op-ed. We have Hella Swanky saying, yep, sorta. Not exams, but final projects. One more to do tonight, then I'm all done. Taking a break from work on it to enjoy the live. Okay, you're doing some homework. Well, that's always fun. Always fun finishing up the semester. Yeah, hopefully you have a summer break there. All right, everyone saying yes on that. So Amber Heard did publish the statement. Was the statement made about Johnny Depp? So, a part of Amber Heard's assertions is that the op-ed was actually not about Johnny Depp, despite it being referenced to being 2 years prior to the op-ed, which is when she broke up with Johnny Depp, and whatever other reasons. But she is saying that it is actually not about Johnny Depp. So go ahead and drop in the chat whether it's a yes, you think it is about Johnny Depp, or a no, the op-ed was not about Johnny Depp. So I'll give you some time to go ahead and drop your answer. While you guys do that, I'm going to go ahead and type our answer into the verdict form for the first statement. And remember, guys, this is the statement where he is saying, or when Amber Heard said, I spoke up against sexual violence and faced our culture's wrath. That has to change. Okay, so was that statement against or about Johnny Depp? Go ahead and drop a yes or a no in the chat. I'll wait for that to come on up. We have Miss Scooby saying she admitted on a stand that she wrote it about him, and adding her text on the tweet made it more promoting her publication. Yes, so Amber Heard admitted to it, but then her attorney said that it was not about Johnny Depp in their closing statements. So to me, they are not all on the same page. We have Andrew D'Angelo saying, I mean, she admitted it on the stand. Yes, she did. Jennifer Miller saying, yes, she did. Donna saying she admitted it was about him. Yes, but in the closing statement, the attorney said it wasn't even about him. So, like I said, they're not on the same page. We have a whole bunch of yeses coming in saying that we believe it is about Johnny Depp. All right, we got a bunch of yeses, a bunch of yeses, and Exquisite Coil says hello there. And then we got a other bunch of yeses. We have little baby 245 saying yes, she was talked in detail about him alleging SAing her, so she can't sidestep that. Yeah, I don't know what they have going on with their case, and the attorney saying one thing but Amber Heard saying another thing, but it's not working out for them. Okay, and then let's say, was the statements false, or were the statements false? Was Amber Heard saying, I spoke up against sexual violence and faced our culture's wrath? That has to change. Is that false? Did she speak up about sexual assault that Johnny Depp caused to her? Go ahead and drop a yes or a no. Is the statement false? Do you think that Johnny Depp actually sexually assaulted Amber Heard? Let me know what you guys think. We have Who Said Kate saying closing statements were all over the place. Scrambled eggs. Yeah, exactly. I agree with you there. Lee, I think is it Lay or Lee B? Lay B. I'm gonna go with Lay. B says, I wonder if they had to read the publication to decide. As far as the jury, yeah, they would have probably had access to the publication because they're telling them that they need to consider it as a whole. So the only way to consider it as a whole is to actually read the whole op-ed. So hopefully they did have it there. That's a pretty big piece of evidence, right? Robin Johnson says, what questions were asked by the jury today? I have no clue, but for those of you in the chat that watched the jury ask the question or the motions or anything, go ahead and drop in the chat what was the jury's questions. We have Michaela Dawson saying they were just throwing Hail Marys in those closing arguments. Sometimes I just felt like they didn't even know what was going on with the case because Amber probably told them so many untruths that they couldn't keep up for themselves. Exquisite Coil saying yes, no Ellers 2.0 saying false, yes, no evidence. She had no evidence. I guess the only way she could really prove it is to go to the doctor and prove that. So I don't know. I don't know how else she could have proved it other than her going to the doctors, and she decided not to go to the doctors. And she also decided not to tell anybody. So that's another thing. So I'm seeing a lot of yeses. So I'm going to go ahead and mark yes on the form. And then we're going to pop over to the next question. Let's try to get this thing done, guys. All right. So the next question here is, the statement has a defamatory implication about Johnny Depp, and there is an instruction on defamatory implication. So let's check out that. I think it was up. Here we go. So what is the defamatory implication? A statement that is not directly defamatory may nonetheless suggest a defamatory meaning in an indirect way, that is, by implication. In determining whether any of the statements have a defamatory implication, you must consider the op-ed as a whole and the circumstances surrounding the publication. You should consider if these circumstances show the words used are defamatory and relate to Mr. Depp. However, such circumstances cannot extend the meaning of the words used in the op-ed beyond their ordinary and common meanings. The proposed implication must be reasonably drawn from the words actually used. So she said that she spoke up against sexual violence, and she made some statements about it being around the time that her and Johnny Depp broke up. So do you guys think that her saying that she spoke up against SV during the time that her and Johnny Depp broke up was when she was alleging that it happened? Do you think that is defamatory by implication? Go ahead and drop a yes or a no in the chat. And while you guys do that, I'm going to pop over to the chat and see what you guys are saying here. So we have Jennifer Miller saying, I believe the op-ed was on the laptop with the digital evidence, which it should be, yes. Noellers 2.0 says, question 3, title or body text. I am not on question 3 yet. But this one, I believe it is just the, this is the title right now. Andrew D'Angelo says, actually, the jury asked the judge about the op-ed, whether to consider the title only or the article or the whole article. Well, a lot of the instruction told them to use the whole article. So I would like to know what the judge answered on that. They would have to be consistent with the jury instruction. Exquisite Coil says, no, JD didn't essay or DV Amber. Okay, we haven't gotten into the DV yet. We're still on the essay. Jennifer Miller says, I don't think he did essay her. So that is a no, he didn't do it. Andrew D'Angelo says, the judge and lawyers ruled just the title, not the article. Huh. That's interesting. Maybe as far as the statement in the title goes, but a lot of their instructions said to consider the whole article. So that kind of contradicts itself a little bit, but maybe there's another meaning behind it that I didn't all the way catch. We have a bunch of yeses coming in. Noella says, judge said title only. Yeah, that's a little weird to me. But like I said, it could have some other meaning that I'm not all the way familiar with. Tanya D says, even if she wanted to promote her movie, she did it with reckless disregard for Johnny. Yes. Which is part of the actual malice standard, right? Divinity says, she said use title only. Yep, that's what the chat's saying. Lay B says, I think they are both abusers emotionally and physically. Ain't no way their drug abuse didn't leave blind spots. This is sadly bad versus bad, and ain't no way one side a good side to choose. I do not completely disagree with that statement. I do, since I do family law, I deal with a lot of domestic violence issues, and a lot of the time it is a couple where the violence is back and forth with each other, especially when it's such a long term. I think when I experience a person that is just being abused versus defending themselves versus kind of mutual abuse, and I know a lot of people do not like the term mutual abuse, but it's a term that we use in the courts to describe when one party is not provoking the other might be provoking them. So I know a lot of people don't like the mutual abuse term, but I can agree with Lay B on saying that it is possible that they both were abusive to each other. But does that mean that Amber Heard survived domestic abuse? It could. But did she survive the domestic abuse that she is alleging against Johnny Depp, which is the SV, and the actual physical abuse, or was his abuse more verbal? I think she provided more evidence of him being verbally abusive and what's called disturbing the peace, that kind of abusive. So let's pop over and answer a couple more questions and we'll get back to the sheet. We have unsuspecting citizens saying at the time 2 years ago would have been talking about Johnny D. I can agree with that. Question 3 was what the jury asked about, and the jury ruled title only. Okay, I get what you guys are saying. So we'll get down to question 3. We're still on question 1. We have Exquisite saying, my bad, Bri. I was coming in. It's okay. It is okay. Come in hot. Unsuspecting citizen says, well, the article is redacted, so they can't put in context of the article, right? Yeah, if it's redacted, it's going to be pretty hard to include the entire context of the article. So that is an interesting point that you make. But I guess they can include the unredacted versions because that's what they found was important. Jennifer Miller says the instructions were confusing to me too, so I understand the jury having questions. Yeah, and usually they do allow for the jury to bring their questions and for the attorneys to go ahead and answer it along with the judge if need be. A little baby 245 says Johnny team sued on the online op-ed title being shared in a tweet with her own language added to it. Amber's team was fighting with the entire printed article in mind. Yeah, and so she probably thought that would give her a stronger leg to stand on. And what I noticed a lot of their tactic was, at least to me, maybe it wasn't their tactic on purpose, was just to confuse everybody. So we don't really know what we're even talking about or what to even decide on. But that was just my impression on what Amber Heard's team decided to use as their strategy. Maybe not, but it came off as confusing to me at least. All right, so let's pop over to our thingy-mabob here. It says the statements has a defamatory implication. The chat said yes. You are basically insinuating that Johnny Depp SV or committed SV against you. Next question. The defamatory implication was designed and intended by Miss Heard. Okay. Did Amber make that statement with an intent for people to believe that Johnny Depp was the person that committed SV against her? So I'm going to go ahead and get the chat while you guys go ahead and drop yes or no in the chat if you think that Amber Heard purposely made the statement to intend for people to imply that Johnny Depp is the person that committed sexual violence against her. All right, we have Who Said Kate saying very good point. Many people want the women to angels and unreal. Exquisite Quail says mutual abuse in this case was not possible when Johnny was running away from Amber's abuse. Yes, I agree with that. I think as far as the physical abuse part goes, I don't think that Amber Heard was able to prove that part because you did see her in a lot of the situations following Johnny, telling her to continue with the fight with her. If she hits him, don't be a baby, you'll be a man because I only hit you, I didn't punch you, and things like that. So I can agree with you there. But as far as the verbal thing, maybe not verbal, I would say, but the slamming of the cabinets and things like that can come off as very intimidating. However, Amber Heard did not seem to be very afraid because she kept approaching Johnny while he was doing these things. So I think it can go both ways, honestly. Jennifer Miller says, my grandparents used to abuse each other terribly. My grandma called the police on herself once because she hit Papa with a 3-foot wooden cowboy statue. Oh, geez. She thought she ended him. Yeah, that's not good. But so, yeah, I think a situation like that when there's both people doing the physical abuse to each other, but with this, did Amber Heard's physical abuse was it justified by as retaliation or defense of maybe Johnny Depp slamming cabinets? I don't think so. But if someone is hitting you with a wooden cowboy, then probably you are probably entitled to use some physical actions back to them. Miss Scooby says, my DV was done by people who never drank or did drugs at all. In fact, it was people who drank and did drugs who saved me. His verbal was reactionary. People can only take so much. Yes, and that is also a thing that happens too and could be confused with how mutual abuse can be confused in the court systems, because at the end of the day, the judge just kind of has to make a decision, and someone might just be triggered or battered for so long that they have to kind of start defending themselves in their own way. But verbal or physical abuse is not right. Verbal abuse does not mean that somebody should put their hands on you either. So I definitely see where you guys are coming from with that. And we have a bunch of yeses coming in that Amber Heard did intend to make people think that Johnny Depp committed SV against her. So we have the yeses coming in. So we're going to go ahead and put a yes on our sheet here. Yes, with 2 S's. And then we have the next question says, do Due to circumstances surrounding the publication of the statement, it conveyed a defamatory implication to someone who saw it other than Mr. Depp. So, did third parties believe that Johnny Depp committed SV against Amber Heard? Go ahead and drop a yes or a no in the chat. Do you think that Amber Heard's statement made other people think that Johnny Depp could have done this to her? Go ahead and make your statements in the chat, or your yeses and nos in the chat, and let's see what the chat is saying on some other things. Let's see. We have, I believe the video of him slamming cabinet was the day he learned he lost over his $500 million. I think a lot of people said that as well. They did try to give that context. I don't know if the context ever came up in testimony, though, to confirm it. Or was he doing it because of Amber Heard? The cabinet vid, I've bashed cabinets worse with PMT when I realized I'd ran out of chocolate. I think you mean PMS. I see what you mean there. Who said Kate said yes. Matching birthdays for happiness. Welcome back to the live stream, saying they have to prove malice, right? Yes. For celebrity defamation, you do have to prove malice, which there's an instruction on that, and we're actually getting to that question next. So thank you for bringing that up. We have unsuspecting citizens saying, I think Amber Heard genuinely believes that she can do whatever to protect herself because of how she grew up. Her father abused her mother and Amber Heard and Whitney horribly. And maybe that's just how she learned how to cope with things, honestly. And then we have a bunch of yeses coming in that other people could have believed by Amber's statement that Johnny Depp actually did commit SV against her. We have Sage Moon saying, yes, it was confirmed other people and media outlets thought / knew it was about him. Yes, I get you there. Kim says yes. A bunch of yeses coming in. We have Exquisite Coil saying exactly. Amber Heard wasn't afraid of Johnny D at all. She watched him slamming the cabinets, engaging in convo when she stated his anger wasn't about her. The TMZ video by her was entrapment. Yeah, she did try to make it seem like it was about her or that he was being abusive towards her. So if it was really about him losing money, I think if it was about her and she was so afraid of him, why would she approach him? It doesn't make sense to me. So we are gonna go ahead and fill in our sheet. We have Sunny Drop saying, hi Bri, glad I finally made it to see you live. Well, thank you for joining the live stream. I hope that you're enjoying. All right, so let's go ahead and fill in our sheet over here so we can get through this thing. All right, so we have yes. Were the circumstances surrounding the publication of the statement, did it make other people believe that it was about Johnny Depp or that he did this to her? Okay, next question, 1B. If you answered yes to each of the subpart questions in 1A, so we did answer yes to all of them. As you can see, our blue yeses there. Answer the following question. Do you find that Mr. Depp has proven by clear and convincing evidence that Miss Heard acted with actual malice? So let's pop over to jury instructions and see what actual malice is. I can't remember if it was up or down, so bear with me here, peoples. Let's see what we got here. I think it is, it might have been down. I think it is down. Let's see if we can find actual malice. Nope. Okay, it was down. Okay, malice, actual malice, instruction for the peoples. Okay. Actual malice, according to the jury instruction, is both parties have the burden of proving actual malice by clear and convincing evidence. To meet this burden, each party must prove by clear and convincing evidence that each statement was made or published with knowledge, so you knew that the statement was false, or so reckless as to the amount to a willful disregard for the truth. That is, with a high degree of awareness that the statement is probably false. Was the statement probably false? Actual malice is a subjective analysis, so you determine it based on a case-by-case basis that looks at the state of mind of the person who made the statement. If the person who made the statement believed it was substantially accurate at the time of its publication, then it does not give rise to liability of defamation. So what do you guys think there? Do you think that Amber Heard made the statement either with actual knowledge that the statement was false or with a reckless disregard and that the statement was probably false when she made it? Basically, do you believe that Amber Heard believed that she was a victim of SV, of sexual violence? Let me know. Drop a yes or a no in the chat. All right, we have a super chat coming in from Manga64 Gaming. Thank you for the super chat saying, "Hey Bri, I think it is highly unlikely JD can win this because the burden of proof is extremely high and intent is difficult to ascertain." I agree with you there. Clear and convincing is more along the lines of we're looking at about 75%. So we're not beyond a reasonable doubt, but we're also not preponderance of the evidence. So I think if you can say about 75%, do you believe that Johnny Depp proved his case, then he can actually win. I think that he has the best chance on the SV statements versus the actual domestic violence statements, because they're dependent on, and I didn't see any instruction on what domestic violence actually should be considered. I think there might be in the finding instructions, but I haven't had the full opportunity to review those. But I do think that he has a chance on certain statements, and then other statements he may not have as much of a chance on. But thank you for dropping the super chat and dropping your opinion. And then we have Tanya with a yes. We have Mary Tillman saying her whole problem was jealousy, greed, and selfishness. But remember, she also accused Johnny Depp of jealousy too. So we'll see how that turns out. Noreen says, Turd Heard is a liar. Justice for Johnny. Conversations with Maat says, yes, her lawyers did a lot to keep his name out. She was actually trying to name him in the article. Yeah, I feel like they admitted that on the stand. But I don't know what the whole premise of saying, oh, it wasn't actually about him. It didn't make sense to me, that part. Lori Zimke says, I think it is very clear that she acted in malice. The question is going to boil down if the jury fell for the horrible acting. And they could have had different feelings while being in the courtroom. They may not have felt the fakeness that we felt like we were seeing on the screen. So I agree with you there. They could decide something completely different. Siraj Salim says, why are American women defecating on the bed? American women are not doing that. Amber Heard is doing that. Why is it on international media? Geez, because they're famous people. Johnny Depp is a very famous person, so the person that he is dating is going to catch media attention. But no, American women are not doing that. Just Amber Heard. Tanya D says yes, and yes. Yes, yes, we have 100% yes. Everyone coming in with the yeses that she acted with actual malice. She either knew it was false or she knew it was a high probability that it was false, therefore being reckless disregard. And we have Donna saying, yes, I do think she knew exactly what would happen when she made that statement. Okay, so let's go ahead and fill out our form. We're saying yes to the actual malice. All right, and then we're moving on to question number 2. So we finished the first statement. He, according to this chat to the Bri Hive, he was able to prove that defamation as far as the sexual violence claim, that he did not actually sexually abuse Amber Heard in the way that she is saying that she survived it. So there we go. That is what the chat has come to. And then so we're going to move on to the next question. And for those of you that missed it earlier, my memberships are open. It's $5 a month. So if you love the channel and you can spare $5 a month to support the channel, I will always greatly appreciate it. You get little fancy emojis that are different than the ones that the YouTube supplies with you, and you also get a badge, a loyalty badge next to your name. If you are not able to give a monetary donation, do not worry about that. Just go ahead and don't lick the like button. I've said this before, but go ahead and hit the like button if you have not already, because it helps me out in the algorithm. I appreciate you guys joining me live so much. It makes the live stream so much easier. I remember when I was just streaming to no one at all. So dropping messages in the chat, hitting the like button, and making sure you are subscribed definitely helps my channel and also keeps me motivated to keep doing this. So, all right, let's pop over to the second question after my little spiel there. Question number 2. As to the statement appearing in the op-ed entitled "A Transformative Moment for Women" in the Washington Post print edition and the online op-ed, Amber Heard, I spoke up against sexual violence and faced our culture's wrath. That has to change in the Washington Post. Then 2 years ago, guys, remember this is around the time, if it was 2 years ago, around the time that Amber Heard and Johnny Depp would have been breaking up. I became a public figure representing domestic abuse, and I felt the full force of our culture's wrath for women who speak out. Did they just keep repeating the same sentence in this op-ed? I have not read it. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I have not read her op-ed, but it seems like they're just repeating the same stuff over and over. Okay, so is this a defamatory statement? Then 2 years ago, I became a public figure representing domestic abuse, and I felt the full force of our culture's wrath for women to speak out. Question: do you find that Mr. Depp has proven all the elements of defamation? Go ahead and drop a yes or a no in the chat. Do you think that Johnny Depp has proven all of the elements of defamation when it comes to this statement that 2 years ago she became a public figure for domestic abuse? And remember, domestic abuse can be a bunch of things. So let me see if I can find domestic abuse defined in the jury instruction. I think it is in the finding instruction. Let's see. Okay, that's Mr. Waldman. Okay, there's a bunch of statements. So let's see. It spoke up against. Yeah, I don't think it all the way gives you. Okay, so here we go. You shall only return your verdict for Mr. Depp on the claim for defamation about the following statement if he has proved by greater weight of the evidence that Ms. Heard made or published the following statement. The statement was about Johnny Depp. The statement was false, and the statement was defamatory implication by Mr. Depp, and the defamatory implication was designed or intended by Ms. Heard. And due to the circumstances surrounding the publication of this statement, it conveyed a defamatory implication to someone who saw it other than Johnny Depp, and if Mr. Depp further proved by clear and convincing evidence. So basically what we're already going through, it doesn't really define domestic violence or domestic abuse for us, which I really wanted them to do in this jury instruction. I don't know if I'm just missing it. I'm sorry if I'm making you guys dizzy by scrolling so fast. Oh my gosh. Okay, yeah, I don't think they define domestic abuse, which I feel like they should. They're just leaving it to the jury to decide whether there is domestic abuse or not. Yeah, I don't think they did. Okay, let's pop back over. Hello. You want to say hi to the stream?
No. I'm saying hi to you.
You guys, your best friend Alpha is here. He came back home. So people love Alpha on the stream. So he just popped in. All right. So do you guys think that he met the burden of defamation over here? All right. Let's check into the chat to see what you guys got to say. We have Mark. Welcome back to the live stream, saying, I would have liked to see how title was incorporated in 2018 version of the tweet editor, but neither party introduced it. Yeah, that is true. I don't know. Little baby 245 says, this is where I think the mutual abuse comes in. As far as the domestic abuse, I feel like that one, Amber Heard has a better chance of proven that it was mutually abusive there. Like I said, I know the chat does not necessarily like that word, but it is something that they do use in the legal field. So I agree with you there, little baby. And then Donna says, yes. Rachel Sapien says, I just think you can't argue ignorance as a means to get out of malice. Who knows? Wish we could be flies on the walls in the jury room. Yes, I cannot wait until the verdict comes out, guys. I would like to know what the jury thinks. They sat through this for 6 weeks consistently, along with some other members of LawTube. I have just been popping in and out, and I could not imagine doing this like every single day of my life. All right, we have Jennifer Miller saying, Bri Hive, swarm the like, subscribe, and join buttons to support Bri Hive. Thank you. Thank you so much, Jennifer. Always here. Oh, it looks like Jennifer became a member as well. So I will go ahead and pop it up. I don't know how to pop that up. Oh, here we go. Wait. I don't know how to pop up you becoming a member. As you guys can see, I'm not that good at this. Okay, here we go. Jennifer became a member. Thank you so much. Jennifer is always here, hyping up the channel, hyping up the like button, hyping up the subscribe button. So I definitely appreciate her here. She should be a moderator. So yeah, make sure that you guys follow in Jennifer's footsteps and support the channel if you can. And if you cannot support it monetarily, like I said, go ahead and hit the like button. That's completely free. You just gotta tap it, make sure it changes colors for us. If you already hit it, do not hit it again because it's going to unlike the video. All right, so we have people saying, hey to Alpha, the chat's favorite fiance. All right, he left. He didn't want to stream today. So that's probably all we're going to get from Alpha this week. All right, we have Nicole Cook saying they didn't define DP, which is why the sides are arguing about abuse. Is Rottenborn is reminded the jury it's verbal and emotional, but her statements, I don't know, I feel like her statements reflected more towards physical, and that's why I think that they should have given an instruction on what is considered abuse. I think it was a smart idea in order to avoid some liability that Amber Heard did not really define it in the op-ed, saying I was physically abused or I was emotionally abused. They can use that to her benefit, but I do think that the jury instruction should have laid out whether emotional and verbal abuse could be tied into domestic abuse for this particular case, because the statements that she's making and the incidences that she described was majority physical incidences where she's claiming that Johnny Depp grabbed her by the hair, pushed her down the stairs, all kinds of stuff. There's not really much about him verbally abusing her other than him slamming the cabinets and yelling. So that's a really, really good point, Nicole Cook. Tamara Gilbert says, I love to think so. When first hearing about the op-ed, first thing that came to mind was Johnny Depp is an abuser. Yeah, so I think a lot of people did think it was about him. Now, I don't follow Johnny Depp and Amber Heard, so I wasn't aware when it first came out, but I can see how people would think it's about Johnny Depp. Now that I know the facts now, people agreeing. Dwadley Lewis says, if a victim of domestic abuse, how she claimed to be a victim also. That's where we're getting into the whole domestic abuse thing. She only did those things because Johnny Depp was doing those things to her. However, some of the things that she did was unprovoked by Johnny Depp as well. And I think a lot of the recordings really paint her in a bad light, that she's the one kind of provoking this and also egging Johnny on to continue with her. All right, we have Hello Swanky saying, every time I hear little baby, I giggle. LOL, adorable username. I know, I'm like trying not to think of the rapper. Oh gosh. We have Sunny Drop saying, okay, but Amber was not talking about bad words or JD raising his voice. She showed up with a bruise. She was talking about physical abuse and then later SA. Yes, I completely agree with you there. I think there should have been an instruction that verbal and emotional is not counting in this particular case because of the incidences that Amber Heard is alleging. The only verbal thing that she possibly alleged was the slamming of the cabinets, and he wasn't even saying anything that I remember crazy to her. Please correct me if I'm wrong about that, if he was saying crazy things to her. Nicole Cook says her statement was absolutely implying physical. Totally agree. Her team arguing emotional abuse is so weird, trying to distance the SV and defend it at the same time. And also claim that she didn't say it while she is on this or saying that it's not about Johnny, while Amber Heard is on the stand saying it is about Johnny. So it's all over the place, guys. Okay, I got a couple more saying unsuspecting citizen saying, I think because mutual abuse can be used by an abuser as an excuse as to why they abuse the victim. Yeah, it can get complicated there, but sometimes I think the courts see it in the way that you have to be responsible for your actions. So just because you feel like someone is abusing you doesn't mean that you can later start abusing them to kind of show that you're tough now. It's a different story if you are defending yourself, but it's really also important to realize that you no longer have a the self-defense defense if the person has retracted or basically retracted. So if someone attacks you and then they stop attacking you and they like turn around and walk away, you cannot then go and hit them in the back of the head. So that's where the whole mutual abuse thing goes. So if Johnny Depp allegedly did go ahead and abuse her as Amber Heard is alleging, she could not then come back the next day and then start abusing Johnny Depp. So self-defense is one thing, but mutual abuse is a whole different thing, guys. All right, who said Kate? Kate says, I support Alpha as a fellow nurse. I think he would appreciate that. He just came from work. And then we have Andrew D'Angelo saying, I'm a gay man and I had a stalker who is a married man. He threatened to break down the door of my house and R-word me. Thankfully, he went away eventually. Scary stuff. Yeah, that is scary. And that's weird. Like, why is he bothering you and he has a spouse at home? Oh my gosh, that's horrible. I'm sorry to hear that happened to you. So on that note, let's pop back over to our thing. I think a lot of people said yes, he proved the defamation. I probably should have did a poll on that one, but we're only on page 2, so we're trying to get through this thing here since I started my live stream late. Okay, so we answered yes to it being defamatory, or that Johnny Depp proved all the elements of defamation. So the next question is, has Mr. Depp proved by a greater weight of evidence, clear and convincing evidence, that the statement was made or published by Amber Heard? Go ahead and drop whether you think that the statement was published by Amber Heard, since she is the one that did the op-ed. And while you guys go ahead and drop a yes or a no on that, I'm going to check in with the chat. And we have Martin De Bois saying Rottenborn's argument is stupid. If that definition is really true, then over 90% of couples in America are abusive to each other, depending on the time of the year. Yeah. And yeah, verbal abuse is really hard. I feel like verbal abuse, you would have to be constantly condescending someone. I wouldn't consider the slamming of the cabinets unnecessarily verbal abuse, because I didn't really hear him saying anything condescending to Amber Heard. Now, when you get into verbal abuse, she does talk about him questioning what she's wearing, or you're going to wear that. That's why you get these type of roles. Maybe that could be considered domestic abuse, but just yelling at each other because you forgot to put the dishes away would it not be considered verbal abuse. So let's just make that distinction there. But if you're constantly like, oh, you're ugly, oh, you need to lose weight, things like that, that would be considered verbal abuse. Not, hey, you forgot to put the dishes away or something like that. You do this all the time and you're yelling, that's not necessarily verbal abuse. But don't yell at people for not putting the dishes away. It's not nice. Mary Tillman Johnson says, I think sometimes she started fights knowing he would leave, giving her an opportunity to entertain whomever she pleased. But she seemed so stressed anytime he would leave. So that's an interesting observation, though. So we got a bunch of yeses coming in the chat. Yes, yes, yes. So let's go ahead and put that on our list there, that yes, she published the statement. Okay, so the next question would be, was a statement about Johnny Depp. Do you think that the statement that she survived domestic abuse 2 years ago was intended to be about Johnny Depp? Go ahead and drop it in the chat and let me know what you guys are thinking in regards to that. We have Gary Spring saying the man beat up furniture, LOL. It could be seen as intimidation if he's like breaking it, but he was just slamming it and drinking his mega pint of wine. So I don't know. I feel like that video, I feel like it could go good for each side because he wasn't hitting her and she approached him. So it doesn't look like he's abusive to her. Yes, he beat up some cabinets like some people are saying, but does that necessarily mean abuse? For her, she could say, look how angry he is. Do I think that's a strong argument? I don't, but the jury might, right? Okay, Jennifer Miller says he called her awful things. I don't know about anyone else, but my husband doesn't talk to me like that. Yeah, and so that's when you get into the you're ugly, you're fat, why are you wearing that bad outfit, things like that could be considered the verbal abuse, but saying you forgot to take the dog out and yelling at them for that does not necessarily constitute domestic abuse unless you start calling them dumb or something like that for not taking the dog out. So definitely see where you're coming from there, Jennifer. And we have Esdras Del Silva saying any news about the trial. From what I heard from the chat, there has not been a verdict yet. The jury came back with one question regarding whether they should consider the whole op-ed or just the title. And so to kind of breeze by this, after we do number 2, we're going to kind of just do you think he proved it? And do you think it was with actual malice? Because you guys got a lot of opinions and we'll be here all night trying to do this if we don't move through a little faster. All right. And so let's see. I think we got a lot of yeses. Yes. I don't see any no's. No's. You guys think it is about Johnny Depp. So let's go ahead and mark that one there. And then was the statement false? Was Amber a survivor of domestic abuse? And that is where we're going to get into, are we talking about verbal abuse, emotional abuse, physical abuse, sexual abuse? Do you guys think that she was a survivor of abuse? Just abuse in general, guys. So let me see the yes and no's in the chat. Is Amber Heard a survivor of abuse? All right. So waiting for your answers to come in here. We have Tanya D saying she walked in on him, so he wasn't even bothering her. And she recorded it. Just see how angry Mr. Johnny Depp is, right? Who said? Kate said, that's hard to say. Yes. Estras Stadil da Silva says, thank you a lot. You're welcome. Thank you for joining the live stream. Hola Swanky says, exactly. That's why I said I think they're toxic together. Plus, he's not 100% innocent, even if he didn't physically abuse her. Great point, Jennifer Miller. I agree with that. I don't think that Johnny Depp is completely innocent. I do think that he has a lot more of a fan base, so everybody wants to abuse him. And I think there's also wanting in the community for people to accept that men can also be victims. I think that like I said, I know you guys do not like the term mutual abuse, but I think this is one of those rare occasions where it is mutually abusive. But does that justify Amber Heard hitting Johnny Depp? No. I don't know if I really believe that Johnny Depp dragged her and bruised her all up. I believe that her bruises could have been caused by her actually attacking Johnny and Johnny trying to get away. But I don't know because I wasn't in the house. There's no videos of that. But as far as verbal abuse, I think that Johnny Depp can be liable. And I think that's why her attorneys are ironing it down during the closing arguments. Auntie Laura says, my prediction is the jury sees she's a liar. And I think a lot of us want her to lose also because she comes off as a liar as well. So it's like we want to believe Johnny just because Amber is lying. It seems like she's lying so bad. But they are playing with the question to find defamation. Yes. Emily Tracy says, yes, agreeing. Mary Tillman Johnson says, I personally think that she wanted his life without him, his possessions and money. Personally, if he hadn't wised up, he would probably be dead. Oh, that's intense. I don't know if I would have gone that far, Mary, but I can see her wanting that life and that fame without actually having to deal with the man that was 2 times older than her, which she said a bunch of times in the beginning of her testimony. All right. I think I lost some chats here. Let's see. Jennifer Miller says, this is the part I'm iffy on. I think it could be yes or no. Yeah, I think this domestic abuse one is a little harder than a lot of the other ones. Mama Wolf said, not from JD, so no. Is that about the falsity? Hannah says, no, it was not false. Okay, so let me do a poll on this one actually, because we're getting some no's here. Was is I'm trying to think of how to word the question. Is the statement about Amber There may be some typos here, guys. Is the statement about Amber Heard being domestically abused false? So this is where it comes into question whether she was verbally abused or physically abused. So if you believe that she was verbally abused, then you can find that the statement is not false. If you believe that she was not, or that only she was physically abused, you can find that the what do you call it that the statement was not false. So I'm going to go ahead and release the poll to see what you guys are saying. A lot of you are saying no. Sunny Drop says no, she's not a survivor of anything beyond her own lies. And so we're saying whether this statement is false. Is she a domestic violence survivor? If you think that she is, you're going to say the statement is not false. If you think that she's not, you're going to say that yes, it is false. I hope that makes sense. I think I'm confusing myself here. Okay, let's pop on down, because I'm way behind in the chat here. All right, we have Little Galaxy 56 saying Johnny admits drinking and drug. Amber lies about it. Yeah, I didn't like that. Like, we know that you do it. And she says like she never did it before. I think that was, I don't think that was a good look for her. Native in Wire Chick says being reactive isn't the same as inflicting abuse. It's provoked. Psychology explains this. A tactic of the abuser is to make their victim seem just as bad, manipulating everyone. That is awesome. Yeah, the psychology of stuff gets really, really confusing, but I'm basing mine off of the law and what we deal with like in the court. So I can get the psychology behind it, but the way it comes off is that it could potentially be mutual, not reactive and things like that. But definitely love to hear the medical side of things. Unsuspecting citizen, Whitney told Jennifer Howell that she thought Amber would kill Johnny Depp. Did that come in at trial? I didn't watch her testimony, so I wouldn't know. Sunny Drop says, I do hate to say it, but the only injury that actually proved were the cuts on her arms, which looked like self-harm. Very sad. Yes. So a lot of people did say it looked like self-harm because they were like very straight lines, even though she fought on that point as well. It was red and straight lines, and she fought on that. I thought it was such a waste of time. So yes. Okay. I think we got a lot of answers coming in, but let me pop over. Danzy Mumsy says Johnny admits to his wrongs and his substance use, his text about her, but Amber can barely admit to anything that she was asked. Yeah, and did you notice in the closing argument, Amber's attorney said that Johnny Depp did not take responsibility for anything. I said, I think he's confusing Johnny Depp with his own client. That makes no sense. Jennifer Miller says, I see what you're saying, Martin. I don't believe her. I do believe she abused him, but I'm trying to think like the jury. Okay, that's a good point. Martin says, Laura, haha, yes. And slamming cabinets is not slamming a person. And frankly, I'm not sure the jury is smart enough to see that. Oh, that's a good point. I think they would be able to see it because I just don't think. I don't know. I just don't. I don't think that they're going to think that is abusive in the context that it was happening. All right, we have Mark with the $5 super chat. Thank you so much for donating to the channel. Says it's easy to say Amber Heard is a lying liar who lies, but when evaluating each question on jury forms, it's not hard to say Johnny Depp doesn't win. I think that is a great point to point out because he may not have reached his standard or his burden of proof. And also, I think that he had some other bad things going for him as well. The jury might find him cocky while they find Amber Heard to be a liar. And so he doesn't win in that way because his statements might not come off believable to them. And we also have to remember, so Mark is making a great point, that the jury have to completely agree. So there could be one person that's like, no defamation, and then Johnny Depp loses. Okay? So good point, Mark. Thank you for that. All right, and we have, let's see. D. Seltzer saying, just got in. Congrats. Keep up the good work. Well, thank you so much for the super chat. And yeah, we are having a great time on this live stream. And I appreciate everyone for the comments, the likes, and everything. And speaking of that, if you have not already hit the like button, go ahead and hit it for us so that we can get helped out in the algorithm. Get some more viewers going, all right? So there we go there. Let's pop over to the poll. And we have, is the statement about Amber Heard being domestically abused false? So it's false. 82% says yes, it is false. And 18% says no, it's not false. And so for the 18% that says no, it's not false, are you saying no because you believe that she was verbally abused? Or do you believe that Johnny Depp also physically abused her? While you guys drop that in the chat, I'm going to pop over to the next question on the form. All right. And so we're going to put, most people said yes, so we're going to keep it at yes. It's not unanimous, of course, but we don't have that luxury of only having 7 people here. The statement has a defamatory implication about Johnny Depp. So did people believe that this statement was about Johnny Depp? Go ahead and drop a yes or a no in the chat. And then we have some people with the chat while we wait for you to say if this was defamatory implication about Johnny Depp. Go ahead and drop a yes or a no. We have C saying, insane, I vote no, but my answer will be yes. That's crazy. Unsuspecting citizen says, yeah, like if she were telling the truth, she could have text message about the abuse or physical medicals, of which turned in none. Yeah, she didn't, but she said that, she didn't want to tell anybody about it, but she took these generic pictures. I don't know if I believe it. Exquisite Coil says, speak on it. At the sleep deprivation, drugs and alcohol addiction, alienation, JD from friends and family, was Amber Heard dangerous intention of unaliving him? That could potentially be something. I don't know what Amber Heard is capable of. I would hope that she wouldn't do that. And if she would, I'm glad that Johnny Depp got out before she did that to him. All right, we have Sunny Drop saying, have you all liked this stream? Yeah, have you guys liked the stream? If you haven't, go ahead and hit the like button. If you have, don't hit it again because it'll unlike the video. Thank you for that. Thank you for that, Sunny Drop. I appreciate that. Jennifer Miller says, verbal and emotional abuse on both sides, in this case, physically only from Amber Heard. I think I am on the same track with Jennifer there. What do you guys think? We got some yeses coming in that the statement was implication defamation, that people believed it was about Johnny Depp. Yes, based on his losses. All right, we got yeses coming in here. And we have Andrew D'Angelo supporting the channel. Thank you so much for the super chat saying, how much of your family law practice is based on intuition? My family lawyer goes nuts when my siblings and I fight. A lot of it is based on your own practical experience, but a lot of my practice is based on what I see judges do and what the law says. So sometimes people will believe that they are completely reasonable for not wanting the father of their child to see their child because they are the main caretaker. But California law says if he's not abusing the kids and he lives close enough, then you should get 50-50 custody. So even if you have been the main caretaker and the father is trying to come back into life, the judge is going to give the father the opportunity, and I'm only using this analogy because most of the time we do find that the women do have custody of the children. They're going to give them the opportunity to build up to 50-50 custody as long as the parties live close together and there's no issue of abuse. So yes, it is annoying when people fight over little things because we know that they're not going to win because the judge is going to say that doesn't make any sense. So it's based on both to answer your question in short. All right. We have who said, Kate says, smash that like button and support our girl Bri. Yes, thank you for that. Hit the like button, guys. And we have Ann Kirk saying, Amber said, I believe Johnny is going to kill me, so I buy him a knife. Yeah, the audacity of her, right? It doesn't make any sense. A lot of things she said didn't make sense to me though. So that's that. All right, we got Gary Springs saying, yes, I like the stream, plus the host is very cute. I think your hair looks cool. Thank you so much. And we have Dolly Tracy saying, can JD or Amber Heard? Don't know what you're referring to there. Jennifer O coming in with the emojis. Thank you so much. And then we have Jennifer saying sunflowers. Oh, is it not giving you the, I wonder if it's not giving you your, oh, it's showing up on, so on StreamYard, it doesn't show up the emojis that I gave to the membership, but it's showing up on, it's showing up on YouTube. And I keep saying sunflower, but it's because you use the sunflower emoji. So I am sorry for that, guys, because StreamYard is showing it really, really weird. But Jennifer says, welcome to the Bri Hive. Like, subscribe, join, and pollinate the channel and help it grow. I love that. That is amazing. You guys are so creative. I am not. Okay. Let's see where we're going from here. Okay. So I think a lot of people said, yes, it was about Johnny Depp. By implication, was that her intent? I'm just going to put in yes, because I'm sure that we're going to get a yes there. And then we're going to say, due to the circumstances surrounding the publication of the statement, it conveyed a defamatory implication to someone who saw it other than Johnny Depp. So would a third party believe that the statement is about Johnny Depp, that Johnny Depp is the person that abused Amber Heard? Go ahead and drop a yes or a no in the chat if you think that third parties would believe that the statement was about Johnny Depp being a domestic abuser against Amber Heard. And while you guys give me those answers, I'm going to go ahead and pop into the chat. We have unsuspecting citizens saying, I mean, JD gave her friends and family master keys to his penthouse apartment. Abusers isolate you, not generously host your freeloading friends into his house. I see where you're coming from there. They do generally isolate. So is this famous man a physical abuser? Probably not. Is he emotionally abusive? Maybe. But a lot of times when you're emotionally abusive, that also comes with the isolation as well. So we'll see what the jury says, guys. Hunger of Lion says Amber can take pictures of shocking events like her husband passed out from drugs. She documents everything. So where is the direct photo evidence of the alleged violence? Or the video? She pulled out a video when she claimed that he was being abusive to her by slamming the kitchen cabinets. However, she didn't bring out the video when he was dragging her through the hallways. Maybe she didn't have her phone available. Also, she brought out the camera or the video or audio recorder when he was drunk and couldn't really speak, but not the video camera when she was being abused, or at least taking pictures after the fact. If you said he left, you would have had plenty of time to take the pictures, right? All right, so let's check out the yeses coming in. Yes, third parties believe the statement to be about Johnny Depp. Okay, so let's pop in the yes right here. And was the statement with actual malice? That's the last answer, or the last question on this. Was Johnny Depp a domestic abuser? Actual malice, guys, remember, is she knew it was false, or she knew of a high probability of the statement being false. So she knew she was not a survivor of domestic abuse. Go ahead and drop a yes or a no in the chat if you think that she knew she was not a survivor of domestic abuse. We got people with the turd emojis. All right, we got Mark saying, that's probably a yes from me, but I would discuss with a dissenting juror. Yeah, I can agree with you there. I feel like if they are considering the verbal abuse, and so I said earlier that she didn't bring up any evidence of the verbal abuse, but she kind of did as far as like what she's wearing and things like that. Is there proof of those statements? Probably not. Do we believe Amber Heard? Maybe, maybe not. We don't know. I think she comes off as a liar, but that's just my personal opinion. Raku Like a Hurricane says, I believe he was provoked by her. I think a lot of people agree with you there. Exquisite Quail says, your solid point is why I disagree with mutual abuse. Andrew D'Angelo says, dude, my family is seriously a pain in the butt, including me. And when you get into family matters, everyone becomes a pain in the butt because everyone thinks that they're right. And I don't think that's completely wrong for people to do, but it is hard for lawyers to deal with, especially when they're trying to advise their client that they're going to lose, but they don't care. They think they can win. C says yes. Everyone's saying yes, she did it with actual malice. Okay, so we'll go ahead and fill that one in. Jennifer Miller saying, see, this one I think a no, not a popular opinion, but I gotta be honest. So I can see where you're coming from with that, because she in her mind could have believed that she was an actual survivor of domestic abuse. But she also has a couple of issues that may make her believe things are true that are not true either. So I see where you're coming from with that, Jennifer. Exquisite Coils, Amber Turd. Jackie Gollard says, question, can jury ask in the terms for Amber renounce her recognition in women's in violence? They can't. No, wait. It would have to be Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp would have had to ask for her to make a public announcement to of saying that she is not a survivor if the jury finds that she is not a survivor. But the jury cannot come up with their own terms and say, okay, well, you're not a survivor, so you need to tell everybody about it. Johnny Depp would have had to request that. And I don't think that he did, but I could be wrong. All right, Miss Scooby says, JD didn't abuse in any form. His tone in recordings was scared. There were no attacks recorded. Texts like the throat one were sex. He escaped at every opportunity. Yeah, they did have some weird stuff that they said to each other in text messages. And they had, like they said, an artful way of communicating with each other. Mary says the op-ed was just physical and sexual abuse. I think that's what the jury is ruling on. I think they should too. However, I did not see any jury instructions saying that you should only be considering physical or sexual abuse. I could have missed it, but from my skim a couple of times, I did not see it. Okay, we have Jennifer Miller saying, I think she believes she was abused. Absolutely. Yes. So I think that one goes. I think it's a little bit more far-fetched for her to say she believed that she would survive sexual violence from Johnny Depp, but to actually be abused, since she thought him not complimenting her dress and saying that she gets bad parts, or not bad parts, but kind of sexual parts because of the way that she dressed, and kind of making her feel a little less than. I think she could easily perceive that she is the person being abused there. So I see where you're coming from with that one, Jennifer, for sure. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and put yes, because most people did say yes to the, what do you call it? The mutual, or not the mutual, the actual malice. Okay, let me figure out my clicks here. All right, so from now on, guys, we're not going to be going through like these extra questions in the middle. We're going to go ahead and just do the first question and the second question, because going through each question is taking forever, because I do read a lot of the comments. I like to interact with you guys, so I would rather read the comments than kind of getting the same yes answer for most of the questions, right? So if you do not think that any of the middle questions are true, then you're going to want to answer no. So this time I'll go ahead and do the poll. Oops, I forgot to end the poll here. So let's do it that way, okay? So we're moving on to question 3. As to the statement appearing in the op-ed, the statement that Amber Heard said, I spoke up against sexual violence and faced our culture wrath, was this statement defamatory? I had the rare vantage point of seeing in real time how institutions protect men accused of abuse. So, did she see institutions like police, government, and things protecting men who are accused of abuse? So if you think that the answer is no to any of the following questions, do not answer yes to if Johnny Depp proved all elements of defamation. So if you believe that Amber Heard published the statement, then you will answer yes. If you believe that the statement was about Johnny Depp, you will answer yes. If the statement was false, you answer yes. If the statement was defamatory implication about Johnny Depp, you answer yes. The defamatory implication was designed and intended by Ms. Heard, you will answer yes. Due to the circumstances surrounding the publication of the statement, it conveyed a defamatory implication to someone who saw it other than Mr. Depp. So would a third party believe that it was about Mr. Depp? And so if you answer yes to all of those questions, go ahead and drop a yes in the chat. If you answer no to any of those questions about the statement that says, I had the rare vantage point of seeing in real time how institutions protect men accused of abuse. If your answer is no to any of those questions I just listed off, go ahead and put a no in the chat. If it's yes to all of the questions, go ahead and put a yes in the chat. I'm going to go ahead and address this while you guys go ahead and drop your answers. Her saying that she had a rare vantage point in seeing in real time how the institutions protect men accused of abuse. I don't know if I saw that in the testimony. I could have easily missed it. Maybe she was talking about how the police with their body camera said that they didn't see any damage to the apartment when they showed up. However, she was able to get a temporary restraining order, technically protecting her from the abuse. So is she only accusing the police officers who went to the home as protecting him, or who are these institutions that she thinks protected him? Okay, so we got a lot of answers coming in on that one. Let's see. Oh, I forgot to do the poll. Okay. Let's see. What is it about? Do institution? Well, we'll just use the chat. Okay. So we have a lot of answers coming in. Let's see where we were at. We have Sunny Drop with yes, yes to all. We have yeses coming in here. Unsuspecting citizen saying yes. Mark saying, I'm not sure that statement is false. So yeah, if she's saying the police protected him and she was able to see it, then it wouldn't be false. So it's room for varying opinions here. Okay, we have yeses coming in. Implication, yes. Okay, we have some yes. Yes, yes. See, yes. We got another no. Okay, so some different opinions coming in. Lady Luck says there will be no questions asked and JD will automatically labeled as the DV abuser. Labeled as the DV abuser. Okay, huge yes all around. A lot of yeses. We got some no's coming in. Okay, no, it's not false, literally. Okay, we got some yeses, no, yes to all. All right. So we had some no's, but the majority of people said yes. So we're going to have to go ahead and put yes. I know we're not unanimous here because it's just too many people in the chat. In order to be unanimous, I would say just off of the people that dropped the comment, that were probably over 80% of yeses. So we are going to answer yes to that question. We have Kristen Hansen saying, she said the rare vantage point, that would imply personally firsthand. Yes, that is true. Who said Kay says, gosh, like I'm not 100 yes. Oh, not 100% yes. Okay, that makes sense because she could have felt like she saw the police actually protecting Johnny Depp or whoever the institution she's alleging protected him. Nicole Cook said, I say no to that statement. Okay, a couple of no's came in. Yep. Jennifer says the police didn't know who her husband was. How were they supposed to protect him? I don't think that she's saying that they protect him personally, but that they protect men. So yeah, so I wouldn't understand how that statement will actually be about Johnny Depp, but I'm assuming that maybe she's insinuating that Johnny Depp either paid people off, he had them on their payroll, just like they accuse his bodyguards and friends of being on his payroll. So of course they wouldn't speak out against him. So Maybe that's what she's referring to, but that wouldn't necessarily be institutions, right? The Hollywood is pumped. Can we poll this one question for this one in particular? I couldn't figure out how to word it. So let's see. Did Amber, how can I word this? Okay. Amber, rare vantage point of men being protected, defamatory. And so this sentence is missing a lot of words, but I think you guys will get the gist of it. So was Johnny able to prove that this statement was defamation? Okay, so we went ahead and put the poll out. I hope it's clear enough for you guys to answer. Let's go. Boom. So Amber having a rare vantage point of men being protected, was that true or false? So if you think it's false, then answer yes. If you think it's not false, answer no. All right. So let's see. We got some no's coming in on this one. Who says Kate? She's a liar. I know. I feel like I'm already just against her, honestly, but I think there are some of these answers that Johnny Depp could possibly lose on, honestly, but it would just depend on the jury. They are the fact finder, so we can have our opinions all we want, but the jury is going to be the one to make the ultimate decision, right? All right, we have some answers coming in. Go ahead and make sure you guys answer the poll. Answer yes if you think that statement is false, and answer no if you think it is true. Next time I'm just going to put true or false. Maybe that will make it a little bit easier. Exquisite Coyo says exactly. JD was giving Amber Heard what she asked for. Second, career advice on her image, and she twisted it as him being controlling and not wanting a career. That would be an interesting point to point out. To say, hey, maybe you should dress a little bit different so that you can get different roles, but she took it as something that was negative. Ig Mouse says, what about Elon Musk? I don't know why he would. I don't know. What are you referring to there? Dion said, both guilty, but JD is self-destructing and spiteful. I think you can say that about both of the parties. Exquisite Quail says Aquaman, but Amber Heard was the star of that movie. I don't know. According to her experts, right? Nicole Cook says she accused him of abuse in 2016 with the TRO, but he wasn't canceled. She said that is why she wrote the op-ed, because he still had work. So she wanted to cancel him, which will prove the actual malice if that is true. Good point to point out. All right, so we got some answers. I think this one is a little bit more divided, but we only have 38 votes and we have 170 people in the chat. So if you have not voted on the poll of whether this statement was defamatory, make sure you go ahead and hit yes or no. Hit yes if you think that the statement is false. Hit no if you think that it is not false, or if you think that it is true. So go ahead and vote. We got a couple more votes coming in, guys. I at least want to get about, what is half of 170? Is that about 80? We need 40 more votes, guys. So go ahead and vote on the poll, your opinion of whether you think that this would be considered false or true. So I'll give it a few more moments to see if you guys have any more opinions. Let's try to get 40. Okay. We need 36 more votes. So we have 4 votes. So go ahead and vote, guys. I'm going to go through a few more comments to see what the peeps are saying, or what the bees are saying in the beehive. Mark says, this illustrates difficulty of finding liability. Need to have unanimous yes or one coup. I think we're referring to one no. Yeah, so if one person doesn't believe Johnny Depp, he's going to lose on his claims. If one person doesn't believe Amber Heard, she's going to lose on her claims. Lady Luck says she also got the protection of media, Elon Musk, because at the time she was believed to by many, so I don't believe her. She wants you to think that she is a victim by the institution. MGA answer is still. I don't know if I read the ending of that right. Dion said, or D1 says, save addicts from tough love. Enablers are parasites. Ask John Belushi. Yeah, enablers can be an issue for sure. All right. Andrew D'Angelo says, everyone should listen to the recording from Australia. I agree with you there. I listened to some of it on Good Logic's channel, and it is pretty telling of the relationship. So if you guys haven't, I think it's on the Umbrella Guy, if his channel, if you guys haven't seen that yet. Okay. We're not quite there. We need about 20 more votes so we can get a better assessment of what our answer is going to be. But this is the first one that we're losing on, guys. Is this statement true or false? Because I said if it's over 80%, then we're going to go ahead and put a yes. If it's under 80%, then we're going to go ahead and put a no. So right now, this is the first one where we're under 80%. Don't vote just to make it go over 80%. Actually give your real answer. But since I said that, I'm just going to go ahead and stop it right now because I don't want you guys to change it based on that. So the end poll is 64% says yes, that the statement was false. And 36% says no, the answer was not false. So we're going to go ahead and put a no there. Let's go ahead and do that. So we lose on this statement, guys. So there's no reason to go over the other questions. Here we go. I need to share the screen first of all. Then I need to, is this not working anymore? Okay, that's working. Let's see. Can I put a no? Oh, my text box is not working anymore. Let me see if it works now. Let's go. Okay, here we go. No. So Johnny Depp lost on question number 3. So we go to the next question. To question number 4. We don't have to talk about malice anymore. Okay, so complete questions 4 through 5 only if you answered yes to 1, 2, or 3. So we will be answering this because we answered yes to question 1 and 2. So question number 4 says, as against Amber Heard, state the amount of compensatory damages if any of you believe Johnny Depp C has proven by a greater weight of evidence that he is entitled to recover. We, the jury, award compensatory damages in the amount of this amount of money. And so when we are talking about compensatory damages, these will be the damages that he actually proved, like he lost employment. He lost $40 million of employment. He lost $50 million of employment. This will be the amount that you award him. So let's go ahead and make a poll for this one. Do you guys, how much did Johnny lose? How much compensatory damages for Johnny? And sorry, guys, if my sentence structure is bad. I'm coming up with these on the fly and trying to make sure it fits in the amount of characters. So let's say he sued for $50 million. So let's start with $50 million as the top. How much money should Johnny Depp get in this case? Then we'll go down to $25 million. Let's do 25. Let's do a range here. 25 mil to 49 mil. What's another amount we should do? 25 mil. Let's do 1 million through 24 mil. Oops. 24 mil. And then let's do 0 to, let's do 0. Well, you guys found that. Oh, yeah, let's do 0. And then you guys can go ahead and comment your actual number in the chat. But I made a poll to get like a range of what you guys think. So we have 50 million, 25 million to 49 million, 1 million to 25 million or 24 million, and then $0. How much do you guys think that Johnny Depp should get? All righty. So let's check out the chat. I think I'm a little bit behind here. Let's see. We have Hella Swanky coming in with 48 million. Remember, he sued for 50 million, so that's close. Jennifer says 7 million. Okay, it's not what he asked for, but maybe it will cover part of his attorney's fees at this point. Lady Luck says, I didn't understand the poll. I answered no, but I thought your question is the other way around. No worries, no worries. It's okay. We have Sunny Drop saying 50 million, or at least I would give him 7 million from the divorce and whatever the wine bill was. That's probably an additional 20 million. For the wine bill. They were spending like what, $15,000 a month or something like that. I think Edward White said 599K for the wine bill in 2 years, or from 2012. That's a lot of wine. And then a few extra million for a lawyer's fees. Okay, I see. That makes sense. We got 50 mil coming in for the full amount. We have Dion saying JD sued, made a fool of self, a man walks away. Okay, so you think he should get no money. And guys, remember, he asked for 50 million, but he can actually get more than 50 million. So we have 40 million easy. How do you guys think that Amber Heard is going to pay for this? Answer me that. We have 7 million at least for the divorce settlement, 50 million, 7 million, 50 million. It's poetic. Thank you, Runkle. Is Runkle in here? I didn't see him. Kristen Hansen says, I mean, he proved at least 40 million in damages. Yeah, so that's what the compensatory would be for the that would be for whatever he actually lost. And then if you guys want to award, I think punitive, you have to include the attorney's fees in there, but I might be wrong about that. I know that they gave us something about damages. Let's see if they gave us anything about compensatory damages. I know they gave us something about punitive, so we'll get to that in a second. Okay, let me see here. Okay, they gave us something about presumed damages. So let's go over that while you guys are giving your answers in the poll. We have, if you find your verdict for Mr. Depp or Ms. Heard, then he or she is entitled to recover compensatory damages without any proof of actual or pecuniary injury. As a result, injury to Mr. Depp or Ms. Heard, personal and business reputation, humiliation, and embarrassment is presumed. So that's, you can account for him being embarrassed and all of those things without him actually proving that amount. Actual damages, this is what you're looking at for compensatory damages. If you find either party liable for defamation, then in determining the amount of damages to which opposing party is entitled, you may take into consideration all of the circumstances surrounding the defamatory statements, the occasions on which they were made, and the extent of their publication. The nature of the character of insult, the probable effect on those who heard the statements, and their probable and natural effect on the defamed party's personal feelings upon his or her standing in the community and in the business. So if he lost money with his business, you want to consider that as well. And then we have your verdict should be for an amount that will fully, fairly compensate him or her for any loss of or injury to his or her business, any insult to him or her, including any pain, embarrassment, humiliation, or mental suffering, any injury to his or her reputation, and any actual out-of-pocket losses that were caused by the statements. Mr. Depp cannot recover damages for any harm that occurred after November 2nd, 2020. Ms. Heard can recover damages for any harm that occurred after Mr. Waldman's statements were published. So that is what you guys are considering when you're calculating how much he should be awarded. And I just missed a new member popping in. So let me see if I can find it. I cannot. All right, here we have Lead with Love, a new member to the live stream or to the channel in general. Thank you for joining and supporting the channel. For those of you who do not know, I do now have memberships available for $5 a month. It supports the channel. Many of you know that I work as a solo attorney, so I take time away from that to do this YouTube, and I enjoy doing it for free. But if you can donate any money, it definitely helps the channel out, and it helps keep me running this channel, getting the equipment that we need to make sure these live streams stay fun and interactive and all of those things. So I definitely appreciate if you give a super chat, if you become a member. And if you become a member, you also get fancy emojis and little badges next to your name. So if you guys are able to, feel free to go ahead and join the membership. If you are unable to, go ahead and hit the like button if you haven't already, because that is a way that you can show support for free. So thank you so much, Lead with Love, for becoming a member to my YouTube channel. And guys, this just happened. I just opened up memberships, I think 2 nights ago or something like that. So join if you can. Definitely appreciate it for sure. We have Hippie Gypsy saying to give him the maximum. Rocky Like a Hurricane said JD doesn't care about money. He just wants his reputation restored. Yeah, I think he probably has enough money, but it will probably be nice for her to pay off his attorney bill, honestly. But the question is, can she afford it, or is she going to go bankrupt? Someone on my chat looked it up a couple of weeks ago what her net worth was, and it's like 7 million to 8 million, basically her divorce settlement. So I don't know if she would be able to afford anything over 7 million, or even the 7 million in general. Sage Moon says, I maxed out the punitive damages, $350,000 to add to the Children's Hospital of LA donation. Yeah, somebody needs to give to the Children's Hospital. Jennifer says, welcome, Lead with Love. Yes, welcome the new members. Jennifer and Lead with Love have joined the membership on my channel, so thank you for that. Tanya D said, Lead with Love. We have Michaela Dawson saying, she says her net worth is 2.5 million. Oh, last time we looked it up, it said 7 million. So that's even worse than what we thought. Snow 74 says, I think Amber was the main abuser, but JD would have pushed back or snapped eventually. I think Amber should get help more than go to jail, or both, and maybe rehab for JD if needed. So in this case, nobody's going to jail. It's a civil case. They're basically suing for money and suing for other injunctive relief, like stop making a statement, take the article down, things like that, and then also money. So no one's going to jail because of this as of now, because no one has pressed charges, okay? We have Who Said Case and smash the like button. It's free and supports the channel. Exactly. Love to see it. How about, yep, okay. I was like making sure I made Who Said K the moderator. You guys are always showing up for me, dropping in the chat, and hyping up the channel. Definitely love to see it. Unsuspecting Citizen says, someone says she's only worth 1.5 mil. Yeah, we looked it up and it said 7 mil. I haven't looked it up since then, so maybe her net worth went down. I don't know. Okay. So let's go ahead and check out the poll. It says, how much compensatory damages for Johnny? 67% says he should get the 50 million. 13% says he should get 25 to 49 million. 13% says he should get 1 million to 24 million, and 7% says he should get $0. So, oh yeah, somebody's hating on Johnny Depp. Why are y'all hating on Johnny Depp? Let him get some money. In our poll, in our jury instruction, or our jury verdict form, he won on 2 of the counts. So a couple of people says Johnny Depp gets no money. Okay, let's go on to the next question. All right, so we have, let me pop it back on. It says, since 67% says 50 million, we're going to go ahead and give him his 50 million, okay? Based off of his movie loss and his embarrassment. All right, and then we have, as against Amber Heard, state the amount of punitive damages, if any, to which you find Johnny Depp is entitled to recover. How much punitive damages should Amber Heard have to pay to Johnny Depp? Let's go to the jury instruction for punitive damages. If you have found by clear and convincing the statements in the op-ed were made with knowledge that they were false, or so reckless to the amount willful disregard of the truth that it is with a high degree of awareness that the statements are probably false, then you may award punitive damages to punish Ms. Heard for such actions and to serve as an example to prevent others from making such statements in the future. So you're basically trying to deter other people from making the same type of statements, and you are seeking to punish Amber Heard. You must state separately in your verdict any amount you allow as compensatory damages, if any, and the amount you allow as punitive damages. Okay, here we go. Found clear, acting Depp, They're not putting the limit on there. I think that Virginia does limit punitive damages to $350,000, but they are not limiting it in this jury instruction. So we're not going to limit it either. So how much do you guys think that she should get? Go ahead and drop, or how much do you think that she should pay in punitive damages? So let's just do a poll of yes or no for punitive damages. And then you guys can drop in the chat how much punitive damages you think that Johnny Depp should get. Really guessed what I was about to say, punitive damages. All right. Yeah, so I thought it was supposed to be limited to 350,000, but they have not limited it in the jury instruction unless I'm missing some of the jury instruction, but let's see what you guys are saying. Mark says not hating, but she's been calling him a wife beater for years before the op-ed. So you think that's why he should get 0? Jennifer Miller says give him all the alpacas. That would be a great prize, right? At the end. Rock You Like a Hurricane says 0. Johnny Depp should get 0 monies. Lady Luck says JD should get a TRO against Amber Heard. After the trial, she will not let him go and pursue him and stalk him and might unalive him. Well, I think there will be a high alert for her just because this case is going to be going on. I believe that each of them will go on a vacation after this because this is probably taking over their life for a lot longer than the 6 weeks we've been watching for. So hopefully she doesn't try to find him and do that to him. We have some yes who said cases. Everyone's opinions are welcome. Yes, definitely everyone's opinions are welcome as long as we're not being rude to anybody. Rocky Like a Hurricane says, oh, sorry, she knew it was false. Okay, Jackie says, he needs to get something back for taking care of all her ex-friend leeches. Yeah, that could be a reimbursement. I haven't looked up how much Johnny Depp is worth right now. Jennifer Miller says, yes, alpacas. We have... Everybody wants him to get alpacas. How much are alpacas worth, though? Happiness, right? Happiness. Okay. So we have some comments coming in. But I don't think you can prove that they are from the op-ed. His reputation was ruined prior, and then Me Too made it impossible to hire him independent of the op-ed. That is an interesting stance there. We have Miss Scooby saying fake claims to do more damage than can be really assessed because it's hard to prove what you didn't do. That is very true as well. So let's check out the vote. Is Johnny entitled to punitive damages? 90% says yes, he is entitled to punitive damages, and 10% says no, he's not entitled to punitive damages. So that is everybody or most people think that he's entitled to punitive damages, which I don't think is horrible. Jennifer Miller says, this chat has been super respectful. Thank you to everyone. Yes, thank you so much, everyone, for being respectful and also giving your opinions. It helps the stream goes on. So someone says that Tanya D says that Johnny Depp is worth $100 million right now. That's a lot. So if she pays him $50 million, that will be half of what he's worth. So then he'll be worth $150 million. However, I do not think that she will be able to pay this money. So she's probably, if she does have to pay, she's probably going to end up filing bankruptcy anyways, in my opinion. Mark says, punitive is better claimed than some of the large compensatory. So I guess he gets $350K statutory limit. Yeah, but they didn't put it into the jury instructions, and I'm wondering why. So, we have May E. Ray saying Heard's allegations only began the day Mr. Depp declared divorce. The following day, Heard got the restraining order. It was the beginning of the DV lies. She had to keep up her story, whether it's true or false, and she was able to gain some recognition in the public with it. Rocky Like a Hurricane says, but it went really bad when the domestic allegations came out that hurt him more than anything, which would show his compensatory damages and the punitive damages. We have 50 mil coming from Gene Anthony. Helen Swanky saying, Bri High reminder, finesse the algorithm, hit the like. or hit like to help the live stream. If you like to support the channel, hit the join button on a desktop or any Android device to become a member. Yes, thank you so much, Hella Swanky. That would help the channel. Like I said, monetary support is always appreciated, but also free support by hitting the like button is also super appreciated. Who says? Kate says, Jennifer Miller, I'm a first-time mod too. This is great community. Well, welcome to the mod community. You guys are always here helping out the chat, supporting the chat. So I decided to make you guys mods, and I'm super happy that it's going good for everyone. All right. And then we have Lead with Love saying, I bet the judge decides the punitive damages like how they do in Texas. Yeah, the judge can make the jury go back if anything is unreasonable. So I don't think we really got a number for that. So let's go ahead and give him the 350 of the statutory damages or the statutory punitives, and we'll leave it at that for him there. And then they get to do the signature and all of those things. So Johnny Depp won $350,350,000 from the Bri Hive in this case. All right, now we are going to move on to Amber Heard's claims. We're going to try to speed through this because I was not expecting to live stream this long. So we're going to do the speed version of the ones that we did earlier. So this is the statement that we're talking about. As to the statement appearing in the April 8th, 2020 online edition of the Daily Mail, Amber Heard and her friend in the media used fake sexual violence allegations as both a sword and a shield depending on their needs. They have selected some of her sexual violence hoax facts as the sword, inflicting them on the public and Johnny Depp. Do you find that Amber Heard has met all of her elements of defamation regarding the statement that I believe this was what is his name? Waldman made, and that called it a hoax. The sexual violence is a hoax. Do you think that she met her burden of proving that this is defamation? So regarding the SB hoax statement, go ahead and vote yes or no. Did she prove defamation? So was this statement by Waldman false? Okay, poll is going out now. Alrighty, so go ahead and vote on the poll if you guys think that she proved defamation regarding the hoax statement, which is typed really funny because I messed up, but that's okay. You guys get the point, right? You get the point of what I meant. All right, we have Mark saying Sun's article before the op-ed, so I don't think he can recover those damages in this suit. Yeah, they're mostly focusing on the op-ed in this one. So I think you're right about that, Mark. All right, Jackie says Amber Heard equals $0. We're not even at that part. We're not at that part yet. Jean Anthony says, don't care. Her problem like for the rest of us. Kim Morris says they did. Arjun Nourish says, I really don't know what's so hard to decide. She got caught many, many times. Jennifer Miller says, I can do internet things. I'm not an old lady. Well, yes, exactly. We all can do a little bit of internet things, right? Technology is hard sometimes. I don't even think it means you're old. Sometimes it's difficult for no reason. All right. No, Waldman. Anne says no. Lucky Lady says no. Not gonna lie, I don't understand much of this stuff. That's okay. We're on here just having fun and judging this trial. Mary Tillman Johnson says no because it is a hoax. And Mark says no, she fails several elements. Okay, yeah, I forgot to go over the elements. So in order to prove defamation for the Waldman statements, you have to show that Waldman was acting as an agent of Johnny Depp. And so I do think they had some instructions for that. So let's see what the jury has to consider to establish agency for Johnny Depp. So I'm just looking for the agency definition. I think it might be mixed in with the instruction. Okay, here we go. Burden of proof for, this is just the burden of proof actually. So is agency above it? Expressed or implied authority, definition of agent. Okay, let me see if there's one more. Okay, yep. So definition of agent and principal. A principal is a person or legal entity with power or right to control the means and methods of performance by which another person performs the principal works. The agent is the person who is subject to the power or right of the principal to control the means and methods of performing the work. So Waldman would be the agent in this situation, and Johnny Depp will be the principal in the situation. Okay, expressed or implied authority. An attorney has the express, oh, they're going straight for the attorneys. An attorney has the express authority to do anything which the client expressly authorized him to do, and implied authority to do everything necessary or incidental to the purpose for which he is retained. So was Waldman retained in order to combat the issues that Amber Heard put out there? That would be a question. The burden of proof of agency. Ms. Heard has the burden of proving by a greater weight of the evidence that Mr. Waldman was an agent of Mr. Depp, and Mr. Waldman was acting within the scope of his agency when he made the statements. I think that's the last one for agency. Okay, so there we have it. All right, so remember 80% is the answer that we're going to put on the sheet. So we have votes coming in. We have 65 votes. Let's try to get 40 more votes so we can at least have half of the stream voting. So if you have not voted yet, go ahead and vote on the poll. I know some of you guys are dropping it in the chat, but it's really helpful if you do it on the poll. That sounds bad. Okay, Andrew D'Angelo says, Bri, your stream is on fire tonight. Thank you. It's all glory to the chat. Definitely appreciate you guys. Miss Scooby says, JD faced his abuser in public and is bashed for it. If it was a woman doing the same thing, she would be called brave, even if she had the same addiction or self-abuse coping mechanisms. I suck at pronouncing things. Okay. Yes, guys. So that has come up a lot in the trial. A lot of people, let me not block my face here. Okay, yeah, so that has come up a lot with the trial and the discussion of the trial, that many people are shaming Johnny Depp. I don't know why I call him Johnny D. Johnny Depp, because he is a man, and if it was a woman, a lot of people would be supporting her. And I think that is important to point out, because I do think that Johnny Depp comes off as believable despite the fact that he had some of these addictions. I don't think that Amber Heard's team has really proved to us that his addictions is what caused him to be abusive, because I don't really think that they proved that he was abusive in the way that she alleged. However, if it was a woman, a lot more people will be in support of her, especially because of the Me Too movement. So like if Amber Heard would have sued Johnny Depp for this, then for domestic violence or anything like that, a lot of people probably would have supported her just like they supported her in the op-ed. Now that she's in court and we see her reactions and how she's acting, maybe people wouldn't support her. But if you had a more charismatic person as the woman trying to defend herself, then I think a lot more people would support her over Amber Heard. I just don't believe Amber Heard. Jennifer Miller says, like, subscribe, and join, help Bri grow her channel. Yes, thank you so much, Jennifer. Mary Tillman Johnson says, Johnny Depp lawyers were called back today because the jury had a question. Yeah, so both team lawyers would be called back. We have unsuspecting citizens saying, I don't see the poll. Oh, it should be in the chat. I think it pops up at the top if I'm not if I'm not mistaken. I just saw Hella Swanky's comment saying, laughing my A off, I'm cool with the poll. Poll, P-O-L-L, not the poll. Oh gosh, you guys are funny. Oh, yep, you didn't see the poll, but that's okay. We're almost to 100. Dare to be different says not many knew who Waldman was until the trial, so her defamation claims are nonsense. I second that point as well. I still didn't know who he was until the trial. Okay, so we have the poll coming in. We have, did Amber Heard prove defamation regarding the hoax statement? 7% said yes, and 90% said no. So we're going to answer no on that question. Was it because she wasn't able to prove agency? Go ahead and drop it in the comments if that was a part of your analysis. So sorry, Amber Heard, but you do not win on this. So we don't move on to actual malice for this one. So sorry, Amber, you lose. Okay, so no actual malice there since it wasn't true. All right, next statement. As to the statement appearing in the April 27th, 2020 Daily Mail article, was this statement considered defamatory? Quite simply, this was an ambush, a hoax, another hoax statement, actually. They set Mr. Depp up by calling the cops, but the first attempt didn't do the trick. The officers came to the penthouse, thoroughly searched and interviewed, and left after seeing no damage to face or property. So Amber and her friends spilled a little wine. Oh, sorry, I'm not showing you guys. Spilled a little wine and roughed the place up, got their story straight under direction of a lawyer. She did say she called her lawyer and publicist, and then placed a second 911 call. Do you find that Amber Heard has proved all elements? And if you find that she proved all elements, you have to also find that that Mr. Waldman was acting on behalf of Johnny Depp when he made this statement. So he was the agent of Johnny Depp. You have to find that the statement was about Amber Heard, which I think the answer is yes, it's about Amber Heard. You have to find that the statement was seen by someone other than Amber Heard. It was published on the internet, so most likely the Daily Mail, most likely a third party saw this, and that the statement was false. So I think that you can answer yes to, was the statement about Amber Heard and was the statement seen by another person? But I'm leaning more towards no as far as agency and as far as the statement being false. Do you think that Amber Heard put on a hoax for the police incident? A hoax by Amber Heard. Okay, I'm dropping the poll for you. Dropping the poll. Dropping the poll for you guys. All right, we got Jennifer Miller saying like, subscribe, and join to help Bri grow her channel. Yes, do that if you have not already. All right, we have Jackie saying just facts stated there. She says she should get $0. Mark says her counterclaims had no chance of succeeding, an open door for her mental evaluation, and so much other damaging evidence. Huge legal mistake. And she made the trial take longer than it needed to take. So bad choice, in my opinion. Terry Winkle says, I like that name. That's a cool name, Terry Winkle. She did not prove those statements because her caused her any damage. Evidence came out that that is what the public reacted to in a negative manner. Mr. NIC Guy 420 says the evidence is overwhelming. All the calls and pics are definitive. So do you think it was a hoax? Andrew D'Angelo says, sorry, just trying to be helpful. I'm not sure what you're referring to there, but Lady Luck says no to both agency and because it was a hoax. Okay. So here we go. Was the police incident a hoax by Amber Heard? 96% said yes. So it looked like it was a fake incident to most of you guys in the chat. We only have 50 votes. So if you guys still want to vote, I'll leave it up there for a little bit longer to see if we get any more answers. We probably need about 50 more answers to get half of the chat. So if you guys have not voted on the poll, go ahead and vote on the poll. Vote in the poll. We have Sunny Drop saying it was about Amber Heard. Yes, but it was not false. I agree with you there. Mary Tillman says, yes, it was a hoax. Lady Luck says, I mean, Waldman is not acting as an agent, but independent. Yeah, did Johnny Depp tell him to go do this? Or did Johnny Depp tell him to combat the things that Amber Heard was saying? Then he would be an agent. But I don't know if they presented enough information to make him an agent in this case, in my opinion. All right, so we got a couple more votes in, not quite at 100, but we have 97%, which is still pretty accurate 10 votes ago. 97% saying yes, it was a hoax, and 3% saying no, it was not a hoax. So for those of you that believe that incident, go ahead and drop in the comment section why you think that it was not a hoax. But for our jury forum, we are going to put a no. And so Amber Heard loses again. At the beginning of the stream, I said, let's try to be on Amber Heard's side, but that's not quite working. Let's believe Amber Heard, but it's not working. All right, so let's pop over to the third question of Amber Heard's case because she has been unable to prove defamation. So here we go. Question number 3. As to this statement appearing in the April 27th, 2020 online edition of the Daily Mail, we have reached the beginning of the end of Miss Heard's abuse hoax against Johnny Depp. Do you find that Ms. Heard has proven all the elements of defamation? In order to find that she proved all the elements of defamation, you will have to find that Mr. Waldman is acting as an agent of Johnny Depp, that the statements were made or published. So let me go ahead and put the poll up so that we're not late this time. Okay. About ending the hoax. False. We'll go with the falsity of it to answer the question. Well, let's say it was a defamatory. Okay. Defamatory. That's a better answer or better question. Okay, here we go. All right. So in order to find that it's defamatory, you will have to find that Mr. Waldman was acting as an agent of Johnny Depp. You will also have to find that it was published, that Mr. Waldman published a statement. You will also have to find that the statement was about Amber Heard, which it says Miss Heard. So we're probably talking about Amber Heard. Was the statement seen by someone other than Miss Heard? I think yes, because it was in the Daily Mail. And was the statement false? So if you answered no to the statement being false, and if you answered no to it not being that Waldman is not the agent, then we're going to answer no to the statement being defamatory. So, or actually, if you answer no to any one of these questions, it's defamatory to tell the truth. Okay, let's check out the chat and what the peeps have to say, or the bees have to say. We have Andrew D'Angelo saying, I've done MDMA, and yes, it does not make you violent. If anything, the opposite, loving. Okay, well, that is good to know. She said that she did it before too, but only because Johnny made her do it. Coral Ray said, I'm still stuck on Amber Heard stating on the stand, I wrote the op-ed. Why did the lawyer not make a point of this during the closing statement? I think they kind of, I didn't watch the full closing statements for Johnny Depp's side, to tell you the truth. Amber Heard's attorney said that she did not make the statement and that she did not make it about Johnny Depp. So I don't know what trial they were listening to. But if Johnny Depp's attorneys did not include that, it's likely because that point has already been proven, that she did write the op-ed. She didn't deny it. They did bring up that it was about Johnny Depp and that she was unable to prove the things of being true. So good question. Mary A says she was planning this before they married. She was in a relationship with Rocky. Remember, she wanted what Johnny had, jealous, and thought it should be for herself, period. I remember she was in a relationship, but was it with Rocky? I'm not sure if that's who she was in a relationship with. Sunny Drop says, LOL, I know I am just the Burning Man as perfect example how nonviolent MDMA is. A Little Galaxy 56 says, regardless, Waldman made no statement without knowing it was true in what he said. So you guys think that he told the truth? Mark says a lack of clarity as to agency, scope of agency, difference between employer, and independent contract offends me as an attorney and one of few issues that disappoint me in judge. Yeah, they didn't really go that deep into it. We did just go over the definitions that they gave, but they didn't really break it down in the way that you're breaking it down, Mark. The only thing that they did say is that an attorney, let's check it out. An attorney has the express authority to do everything which the client expressly authorized him to do, and the implied authority to do everything necessary or incidental to the purpose for which he was retained. So technically, if Waldman was retained to defend Johnny Depp against Amber Heard's statements, then you could probably find agency. But if he was not retained for that purpose, then most likely you cannot find agency. So let's go ahead and check out the poll. Was the statement about ending the hoax defamatory? 29% said yes, it was defamatory, and 71% said no, it was not defamatory. So since it was less than 80%, we're going to go ahead and have to put a no for Amber Heard and whether it was defamatory. Let me not cover my face. I got to get better with these chat thingies. So since 80% did not say yes, we're going to say no. She didn't reach her burden, and so that way she would not win any money. So just for fun, I'm gonna go ahead and put a poll up for how much money you think Amber Heard deserves in this case. How much money should Amber receive? So let's say she did prove one of her incidences. How much money should Amber Heard receive? She requested $100 million. So we're going to start her off at $100 million. And then we're going to drop down to $50 million. And then we're going to give her the benefit of the doubt. Let's give her 1 million there, because we only have 4 options. And then the last one is going to be 0. If you found that Amber Heard should have won on any of her claims, how much money do you think that she should get? So there is the poll for you guys. We have 223 people in the chat, so I'm going to wait for it to get to 100 votes. So go ahead and vote on the poll and let me know if you how much you think that Amber Heard should get. I had a super chat come in, so let me just go ahead and address that. We have Crystal ILSS. Welcome to the live chat, and thank you so much for the generous super chat saying, do you think TMZ insulated against future suit with testimony? TMZ lawyer did 5-minute motion. Tremaine spoke very circumstantial about the source, put third person with news producer, and realized vid TMZ received was edited from court vid. So you had a future suit. If they got a future suit against themselves with that, I don't think so, because if what he said was true, then I don't see any defamation in that. If he believed that he got it from Amber Heard or someone that was close to him, then they're not gonna be able to meet the burden of actual malice. Because remember, Amber Heard is still a public figure. Maybe before this case, she could have not been considered a public figure and had a lower burden to prove. But since this case, and she's so famous and she was in Aquaman and all of those things, I don't think a lawsuit against TMZ would be proper or worth her time and money, because they probably did believe that it came from Amber Heard, and the way that it was cut and how quickly it was approved, that gives them their reasoning of why they think it came from Amber Heard. So no, I don't think that it would be a lawsuit against Amber Heard, or Amber Heard will have a lawsuit against them. Now, what I do think it shows is that if Amber Heard did distribute the video, it makes her look like a pretty bad person, if you ask me. So let's check out the chat. We have 73 votes, so we got a couple more to go, guys. If you haven't voted on the poll on YouTube here, make sure you make your vote. How much money should Amber receive for these defamation claims? We have $100 million, which is what she requested, $50 million, $1 million, and $0. We are almost to the 100, so go ahead and make your vote, guys. All right, who said? Kate says, I turned 57 this weekend and I'm a 30-year RN. The drug use is so common, especially the off-label use of medication. Well, happy birthday, who said? Kate, I hope you had a great weekend. And you had a long weekend, so I hope it was great. But as far as the drug use being common and off-label medications, and I think a lot of people pointed out the fact that they use like the concierge doctor. So it's not always super regulated as it would be in a hospital. We have Sunny Drop saying 0, give Amber $0, nothing at all. Nancy Hobbs says, does JD have to be there for the verdict? Yeah, he should be there. I don't see why he wouldn't be there. They will bring him back. Michaela says, good night, Mark. Oh, well, thank you, Mark, for joining in the live stream and modding for us today. Hopefully we see you later on. Andrew D'Angelo says, I'm old and staying up. Have a nice evening, man. Yeah, we're out here staying up. Well, I'm in California, so it's 8 p.m. here now. So it's not that late over here yet. Lady Luck says a whole bunch of zeros. Maybe you meant to put a 1 in front of that. Coral Ray says, thank you, Andrew. It was like an aha moment for me, and I could believe they didn't use it at closing. Yeah, with the op-ed, I think that's what you guys are referring to. Helena J says, happy birthday, who said? Kate. And then Sunny Drop says, Goodwin Ogana, yes. I think you're referring to someone there. And then we have Martin Foley saying, everyone is trying to get famous. Call Bless America. Oh, that's what Elaine said. Aren't you just here for your 15 minutes of fame? Sunny Drop says he will not be there. As far as Johnny Depp being at the trial for the verdict, he should be there. I think it would be improper for him not to be there. Jennifer Miller says, I totally think she had TMZ tipped off. She may not have done it herself, but she asked for it to be done. Honestly, that really would not surprise me. People of her celebrity list and trying to kind of climb the scales. She got these big movies because of Johnny Depp. They are known to kind of tip off paparazzi. So it really wouldn't surprise me if that did come out. And I honestly, I believe the TMZ guy. I think that they did. She had something to do with the release. It was on her phone or her iPad. Elizabeth Carmichael says, in my lay opinion, harping on the fact Amber Heard wrote the op-ed doesn't help JD, as their strongest point was always on the title of the op-ed. Also, it would slightly muddy CV's believe all or none. CV, is that Camille Vasquez? Yeah. No, I don't think that you can believe all or none. I think you can believe some. I don't think everyone always tells the truth in situations like this, but I do agree with you harping on the fact that she wrote the op-ed. I think that the jury kind of inferred that from what was being it was about her and she approved it and they did several drafts with her, all of that. I don't think the jury is confused about whether she wrote it or not. The question will be whether she published it or not, but not about whether she was the one that wrote it. Andrew D'Angelo says, dude, I'm a musician and everyone in the community uses drugs a lot. No biggie for most artists. Exactly. In Hollywood, that is a big thing. A lot of times it's not really a big issue. So even harping on that fact, it's like, did anyone in Hollywood not think that he did? Did they think that he did not do drugs? He admitted to doing the drugs. So I don't think it's a big kind of, oh, here's my smoking gun. Helena J says the judge said only the lawyers have to show up. Oh, well, that's nice of them. I think that would also be beneficial for Johnny Depp, honestly, because the crowd is probably going to be going wild if the crowd does come back in that timely manner. And remember, the judge is only giving them about an hour in advance, basically top of the hour. So if they get something at 10:30, then they will be called back to court. If they get the verdict by 10:30, they will be called back to court for 12 o'clock. So because they have to give them at least an hour and then it'll be at the top of the hour. So that's good that they don't have to show up. I would think that they would show up. Unsuspecting says, Legal Bites said they have been excused from having to be there. Yeah, that's what other people in the chat are saying. So that makes sense. I just haven't been watching, to tell you the truth. I've just been working. So Jennifer Miller says the judge says Amber Heard and JD do not need to be there for the verdict. Yeah. Yep. Okay, you guys prove me wrong there. Crystal ILSS says suit from JD for publishing illegal shop video is the other side I was wondering about. Which suit from JD publishing a legal shop video? I don't think he will waste his time and money on that, honestly. They agreed to the consent for this trial, so that could be used for him. But as far as maybe another defamation claim, I would have to see what TMZ actually wrote about him. But the illegally shot video, I don't think he will waste his time on that. It's TMZ. They buy things from people all the time. He has a better chance of suing Amber Heard, which he did. All right, Jennifer Miller says, I'm sure Judge A is trying to avoid a bigger circus by saying they don't need to be there. Yeah, and so that doesn't necessarily mean they won't show up, but maybe people will be less inclined to come sit in the trial or sit in the court if they don't think that Johnny Depp is going to be there. But I hope he is there. All right, so we got 135 votes. So now we are ready to read the poll. How much money should Amber Heard receive? We have 3% saying 100 million. 3% thinks that she proved her case. That's very interesting. All the way to 100 million from her movies. I don't think she proved 100 million. Okay, we have 5% saying 50 million. Amber Heard should get 50 million for this case. 3% saying 1 million and 89% saying she should get $0, which has been the kind of the what the chat has been commenting below. All right, so we have Hippie Gypsy. I like that name. That's cool. Saying, I only have opinions. I watched the trial, but I don't have a favorable opinion of Amber. It's not my intention to be rude in your chat. I apologize if it seemed like that. I completely missed it if you were, but that's okay because I don't believe Amber Heard either. I don't think that she wins in this case, and I don't think she comes off as very favorable. Godwin Ogana says maybe Amber Heard should be pledged 100 million. Yeah, because if you pledge it, that means you don't have to pay it, or that means you already donated it. So yeah, pledge her $100 million so she feels like she won her case. And when she tries to collect on it, just say, hey, guess what? I donated it to you. You already have it. Why are you asking me questions? All right, that was a good one. Jennifer Miller says, I think JD got what he wanted out of the case. He wanted each and every one of us to hear his story. I think that is an accurate depiction of what he wanted. He wanted to get his story out. I think he succeeded in that. Was it worth the millions of dollars that he probably spent on attorneys? I don't know if I would have spent $1 million on that, but I understand because he did lose jobs potentially because of this stuff. All right, and we have Crystal ILSS saying those court officers need a break after this 6 weeks. Yeah, everyone should go on a vacation. The judge, Amber Heard, Johnny Depp, the lawyers, everyone needs to go on vacation because this was ridiculous. I need to go on vacation. This was ridiculous. All right, we have Ali Afan saying, Sunny, oh, I live in Qatar. So today for the live thing for me. Okay. Mr. NIC guy 420 says, I think he might pull up. I think he should show up. I think he should. And Judith Skinner says she definitely was a stripper, but before that, she killed her BFF in a drunk driving accident as a minor. Oh no. Are we talking about Amber Heard? I don't know about any of that stuff. We have Rock You Like a Hurricane saying, I can't believe her attorney cost $6 million. It's probably a lot more than that at this point. And someone also pointed out that she is on her third set of lawyers. So it's probably even more than that, to tell you the truth. Brian Fisher said, what is the verdict? The verdict has not come out yet. So that's why we are all just playing jury over here with our own jury form. So we'll save this, our answers. We'll see what the jury actually decides and see if we were right as the Bri Hive. And we have Jennifer Miller saying the whole courthouse should take a week off after the verdict for sure. Yes, at least the courtroom that handled the case for sure. And we have Andrew D'Angelo saying, I don't believe JD is in this for the money. He's making a point and doing a good job of it, in my honest opinion. Yes, I see where you're coming from with that. And I think a lot of people agree with you there. I probably agree with you there as well. And we have Judith Skinner saying the next lawsuit is against Amber Heard and Elon Musk for stealing his. Maybe he gave it to her voluntarily. All right. And then we have Helena J say, I have money that in 5 years DSS will be involved because she won't handle a child older than 2 or 3 very well. Her histrionic disorder will shine through. Oh, because she had the baby. I was surprised that she had the baby, but hopefully she doesn't have any issues with like taking care of the baby. Okay, guys, so that was the end of the live stream today. We got a lot covered today. Thank you for everyone that donated in super chats, and thank you for everyone that has become a member. I'm not quite sure what we will be covering on Thursday, but I will be here live on Thursday approximately 4 p.m. That's usually when I go live. Today we did a little bit later just because I had some things going on with my law firm. But yes, thank you everyone that has joined the case. We found that Johnny Depp was the winner in the case and Amber Heard lost of all of her claims. So whenever the jury verdict comes out, we will definitely be discussing our answers as compared to the jury answers, and we will go over their actual jury form. As for Thursday, if it's not out by then, I'm going to have to come up with something to cover. So feel free to drop in the comment section what you think I should cover on Thursday and what you guys would like to hear next, because this trial is about to be over. So I definitely want to hear what type of stories, what type of lawsuits you guys would like to cover over on my channel. All right. So you guys have a good evening, a good morning, wherever you are in the world. And I will catch you on the next